fourth grade Cougars. I'm here to talk to you about our next body system, which is all about the neurological system, your nervous system. So this week, there's a lot to do. I want you to read in ReadWorks how our bodies work. It's a package. Last week you did the muscular system. So this week I want you to include the nervous system, eyes and vision, and the brain, okay? And then on Brain Pop, I want you to watch the video on the brain, on the nervous system, neurons, and then eyes, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, which of course are the 5 senses, okay? And now we're gonna take a look at Mr. Guts. Okay, so we're gonna turn our attention to the nervous system. So the nervous system consists of 3 parts. It consists of your brain, the spinal cord, and your nerves. Okay, so the center part, the most important part of the nervous system is your brain. Okay, your brain weighs about 3 pounds, and even though it's so small, it's kind of interesting that it uses 20% of the oxygen in our entire body, right? So 20% of the oxygen that you breathe in through your circulatory and respiratory system, right? The air goes into your respiratory system, it's transferred to your circulatory system. Your circulatory system takes the oxygen to your brain. 20% of the oxygen is used up in your brain, okay? So it's very important that your brain get enough oxygen. It weighs about 3 pounds, and there are 3 parts to your brain. There's the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem. The cerebrum, which is the part that we think of like the gray part, that's really where most of your thinking goes on, okay? And there's two parts, 2 different hemispheres. I'm not gonna talk about that. You can watch that in the Brain Pop video. But that's where really your thinking is going on in the cerebrum. The cerebellum is the part of your brain that helps coordinate how you move, all of those types of movements. That's what's happening in the cerebellum. And the brainstem is called, this part is called the tree of life. And the reason it's called the tree of life is because it controls all of the basic functions of your body. It keeps your heart beating, it keeps you breathing, it keeps your digestive system working, all the things that you don't have to think about that are involuntary. I'm not thinking to myself, okay, heart, beat, beat, beat. My brainstem is in charge of that. I'm not saying to my stomach, okay, stomach, start working on away, start moving food along. My brainstem does all of that. So the brainstem is very important to like the critical parts of life of our body that keep us alive, right? And then, so we've got these parts of the brain, that's the main part of the nervous system. Then we have the spinal cord, and the spinal cord is actually an extension of the brain stem. Okay, so it is just a continuation of the brain stem. And the spinal cord is located inside your backbone. This is your backbone or your vertebrae, right? And in the center of all of these little bones that are part of your backbone, in the center is your spinal cord. And your spinal cord is a bundle of nerves that go from your brain stem, all the way down your backbone. And off of that spinal cord are nerves that branch out to your whole body. You can take a look at Mr. Guts here, like here's his brain, got the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem. And then down the back is the spinal cord, and it's in the center of the vertebrae. The vertebrae protect the spinal cord, okay? And then the last part of the nervous system are the nerves. And the nerves are actually the longest and the biggest cells that you have in your body. There's one cell, one nerve that goes from the bottom of your spinal cord all the way down to your big toe. That is the longest cell in your whole body. We're gonna be talking about cells a little bit later. All right, the nervous system, the brain, spinal cord, the nerves. Make sure in your body book to write something down about what you've learned about the nervous system, how important it is, and remember, talk about how these systems are going together. I just talked about how the brain uses 20% of the oxygen, right? 20% of the oxygen. That's how the respiratory and the circulatory system are connected through the nervous system. All of these things are interconnected. All right, I'm having a lot of fun with you, Cougars. Take care.